You may not be allowed to read any books without the reading list. Most of the student advisors are extremely helpful. If you are worried about your work, you should see a study counselor. We have specially assigned staff to help you find appropriate work placements. Renewable energy sources are now used to produce electricity. Living in the 21st century is increasingly stressful. Please make sure you use the standard form of quotation. Please read the article that was given out yesterday. Compiling a bibliography can present a major challenge for some students.
By logging in, you agree to all terms and conditions regarding your enrollment.
We weren't able to agree on the appropriate independent variables. The chemistry building is located near the entrance of the campus. Today we have a guest speaker who is visiting from Canada. Tomorrow's lecture has been canceled due to the power cut. The assessment of this course will begin next week. This will be the first art exhibition to be held by the university. I think that to raise the issue and to talk about it is great. The university hosts a wide range of events both on and off campus. Our capacity to serve the community is a vital part of our role. A balanced diet will help you study more effectively. At the end of the day, people want to profit from return on their investment. The support and advice of lecturers within the department has been invaluable. Graduates from this course generally find jobs in the insurance industry. All the works you consult need to be mentioned in the bibliography. One of the first mass transit systems was located in France. Speaking one or more foreign languages will be useful in your career. I have lectures on Tuesday from 9 o'clock until 2 o'clock. The professor plans to discuss issues in the news that reflect concepts taught in class. These developments are discussed in more depth in Chapter 9. Each group should submit a rough outline of their project to their tutor. What's going on can help patients leave their fears at the door. There is a fitness center next to the student union. Animal behavior appears to contain both similar and distinct aspects to that of humans. Tomorrow evening there will be a panel discussion on sustainable development. It's a great privilege to welcome our guest speaker to our college. Key aspects of this investigative paradigm may prove useful in other spheres. All laboratory equipment will be provided in class. The key findings seem to contradict our initial hypothesis. Students' papers should be about a current social issue. The college operates on a system of continuous assessments.
Students who study overseas can significantly improve work chances.
Please note, submission deadlines are only negotiable in exceptional circumstances. The paper has the potential to transform life science. The capacity of programming computers is expanding enormously every year. Eating a healthy breakfast can provide energy throughout the day. The bibliography needs to be removed prior to the publication. Students can borrow this book for a maximum of 1 day. The cafeteria is open on Monday and Thursday. Many experts think that the world climate is changing. Accommodations on campus are limited, but there are more options nearby. The temporary library will be closed in the winter break. The first assignment is due on the 14th of September. There are lots of opportunities to meet people in this course. The deadline of assignments is the 4th of February. This office is for students who want to study abroad. The information you need for this meeting is on the website. This Thursday is the last day for students to withdraw subjects without any penalty. Students are encouraged to think carefully about their accommodation needs. The tutorial rooms are located along the left-hand side. The English expression is just a way of saying that age is not important. You can borrow up to 2 books at the same time in the library. I am glad that Professor Gordon just joined our faculty. Mobile phone chargers vary enormously from one place to another. There are many welcoming activities for new undergraduate and postgraduate students. Students can choose graduate certificate, graduate diploma, and master course. Please note, the proposal submission deadline has been extended. Human activities are the principal cause of global warming. Many species have not yet been discovered by biologists. He told me it was the most important assignment of all. The trial experiment is to increase the interests of the issue and the jurisdiction clause. We've been doing research in that area for probably 25 years. The media have had a great influence on people's beliefs and attitudes. You realize that you can deal with a lot of situations. Marks will be awarded for a bibliography in the correct format. The campus car park will be closed next weekend. Understanding the historical context will help you appreciate the art in this era. She's doing a master's degree by distance learning. Numerous courses devoted to life sciences are listed in the prospectus. It's obviously vital that companies should fully understand their customers. The results of the study challenge previously held assumptions. Please make an appointment before attending the next meeting. Please make sure you have filled in all your details before submitting. Assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadline. Keeping organized class notes will make study time more efficient. In Russia, my colleagues said my written language was hard to understand. For further information, you need to contact a member of our administration team. Students may not use calculators in the final exams. The first draft of the presentation is almost ready. The subject is complex and difficult to explain. In your introduction, show you understand the question in no more than 4 sentences. Telecommunication is based on the array of networks. Essays and assignments should be submitted to the department office before the deadline. The contemporary literature works have been broadened and extended through interpretation. All students must return the books to the college library before the end of the term. Note that the deadline of the submission of proposals has been extended for a week. Newspapers around the country are reporting the stories of the president. Today's lecture is canceled because the lecturer is ill. Social work is not the only subject in sociology. Collaboration is a feature of a successful company. A man who suffered serious brain damage during an operation is suing the hospital. We can discuss education in the tutorial next week. Several students raised different examples. Please make an appointment with your tutor about work. Remember, your essay should have less than 2,000 words. The university policy on plagiarism can be viewed on the website. The website has probably the most attractive designs and layouts. One creative individual in Japan has made a similar protest for decades. Fungi are important in the process of decay, which returns ingredients to the soil, enhances soil fertility, and decomposes animal debris. Long before children are able to speak or understand a language, they communicate through facial expressions and by making noises. There is no point in designing efficient cars if we use them more and more. There are 3 separate assignments for this module. Students should take advantage of the online help system before approaching their lecturers. Young children need education and organized activities. Any textual references you make should be cited appropriately in the footnotes. By using the student identification card, you can borrow books from the library. The university offers facilities to students and staff. The brain is our central computer of our bodies. Read the safety instructions before using the equipment during the workshop. We have 3 distinctive libraries which are nationally acclaimed. Tuesday sessions will last for approximately 2 hours. Everyone should get access to art galleries no matter where they live. Until you complete the form, you cannot attend. There is too much information on this topic. Presentation skills are important to both universities and workplaces. Major sports on campus include rugby, soccer, and tennis. It is clear that the effects of climate change will damage the world economy. The framework will help pose more research questions systematically. Experience would be an advantage for this managerial role. The library is located on the north side of the campus. The sports team members often practice on weekdays and play games on weekends. Biographical information should be removed prior to the publication of the results. The United States is the largest chocolate manufacturing country. If you forget your passport, you need to contact the Student Center. The quality of our accommodation is high, but it is still affordable for students. Many people approached and were eager to help, but he didn't want their help. Please be careful when using internet sources. Globalization problems need to find globalized solutions. Please be careful when using online translation programs. The course comprises 20 hours of lectures, seminars, and tutorials each week. To get further extension, you need to call the Education Executive on 401. Professor Gordon just called me a few minutes ago. There is a new pharmacy on the north side of the university campus. Those students have to retake the module if their marks are too low. There won't be any space for me in the car. The books are filled with drawings of machines invented when he was a student.
Our tutorial will take place on the second floor in Room 1. When we are stressed, our skin releases a natural chemical, a hormone, that repels mosquitoes. If you want to receive the reimbursement, you must submit the original receipts. Please read the first 5 chapters to prepare for next week's tutorial. Students can download the lecture handouts from the course website. Being a vegan means not consuming any animal products. The university supplies a number of scholarships for those who have specific goals. Students should take advantage of the internet before attending the lecture. I would like an egg and tomatoes on white sandwich bread with orange juice. Applicants for the course preferably have a degree in English or journalism. Any text or references you make should be cited appropriately in the bibliography. The cafeteria closes soon, but the snack machine is accessible throughout the night. The technician left the new microscope in the biology lab. Only those who are over 18 years of age are eligible to open a bank account in our bank. Ideally, free trade is beneficial to both trading partners. All applications of internship are available in the office.
In English, the first letters of the months of the year are always capitalized.
A thorough bibliography is needed at the end of every assignment. Contemporary critics dismissed his idea as eccentric. The United States has developed a coffee culture in recent years. Most printers in the library are out of ink. The number of company bankruptcies skyrocketed in the third quarter. It is argued that students can learn more in collaborative rather than individual study. Our capacity to respond to national needs will determine our ability to flourish. In my free time, I would like to read current affairs and newspapers. Negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussions about gender. Anonymous behaviors can be identified without intervention. Internet provides unusual opportunities for students and current events. Children can share their lunch at around noon. I don't like cheese and tomato sandwiches on white bread and orange juice. If she doesn't speak the language, she's not going to sit around and wait for a translator. To answer such a complex question with a simple yes or no is absolutely impossible. Fishing is a sport and a means for surviving. In 1830, periodicals appeared in large numbers in America. Arteries carrying oxygenated blood from the heart to other parts of the body. Since the problems we face are global, we need to find the global solutions. We will study the following 2 pictures in the next lecture. Companies are aiming to earn the money, not to change the society. We need to read the first 5 chapters to prepare for next week's tutorial. It is good for the environment, also good for your electricity bill. As a student union member, we can influence the change of the university. The Generic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. Don't hesitate to email me if you have any questions. It is within the framework that we're making our survey. The timetable will be posted on the website before the class starts. In 1880, cycling became a major phenomenon in Europe. The hypothesis on black hole is rendered moot as the explanation of the explosion. The older equipment has been put at the back of the building. The Genetic Biology Technology Lab is located at the north wing of the library. Expertise in particular areas distinguishes you from other graduates in a job interview. I didn't agree with the author's argument, but his presentation was good. Students are competing for every place in the computer courses. Our School of Arts and Technology accepts applications at all points throughout the year. There are a range of housing options near the university. All sources of materials must be included in your bibliography. Negative discourse continues to be predominant in discussion of gender. 39.5% of Californian residents do not speak English at home. Nearly half of television outputs are given away for educational programs. The minimum mark for distinction grade is no less than 75%. Organic food is grown without applying chemicals, and the process is without artificial additives. I would like tomato and cheese sandwiches on white bread and orange juice. You can only choose one subject from biology and media. The Student Service Center is located on the main campus behind the library. The United States has the maximum production of chocolate. A renowned economist is selected to have a speech tonight at 8. The hypothesis needs to be tested in a more rigorous way. Today we will be discussing the role of government in preventing injustice.
We didn't have any noticeable variance between the 2 or 3 tasks.
The theoretical proposal was challenged to grasp. The cafe will close soon, but you can use the snack machine which is running overnight. Higher fees make students think more critically about what universities can offer. We are constantly looking for ways to bring industry and agriculture closer together. She is an expert of the 18th century French literature. The Arts magazine is looking for a new assistant editor. Newspapers across the world are reporting stories of presidents. Student loans are now available for international students. By clicking this button, you agree with the terms and conditions of this website. Physics is a detailed study of matter and energy. This small Indian state is a land of forests, valleys, and snowy islands.
Globalization has been an overwhelming urban and urbanization phenomenon.
Due to the rising demand for courses, the university should also increase their academic staff. We offer a broad range of undergraduate and postgraduate courses. To receive the reimbursement, you must keep the original receipts. The wheelchair lift has been upgraded this month. The visiting professor is going to give a lecture on geology. The results will be available in the main course and online. The recent study has thrown out the validity of the argument. The office said Dr. Smith will arrive later today. The office opens on Mondays and Thursdays directly following the freshman seminar. The first few sentences of an essay should capture the reader's attention. The current statistical evidence indicates the need of further research. The contest includes both the land history and the human history. The author expressed an idea that modern readers inevitably cannot accept.
Sport is the main cause of traumatic brain injuries in the United States.
The residence hall is closed prior to the closing time of the academic building at the end of the semester. Put the knife and fork next to the spoon near the edge of the table. Most of the assignments should be submitted on the same day. Meeting with tutors could be arranged for students who need additional help. I've got a tutorial in an hour and I haven't had any time to prepare for it. I will be in my office every day from 10 to 12. I believe children should read aloud more. Farmers do not always receive price for agricultural goods. Elephant is the largest land-living mammal. Don't forget to hand in your assignments by the end of next week. The context includes both the land history and the human history. Conferences are always scheduled on the third Wednesday of the month. Anyone who has a problem with their accommodation should speak to the welfare officer. Allergy problems do run in the family, but we don't understand why. All undergraduate students should participate in the seminar.
All necessary information is in the assignment.
A computer virus has destroyed all my files.
You can change your courses on the website during the registration period.
Your watch is fast, you need to reset it.
You can pay using cash or a credit card.
Please do not bring food into the classroom. Please pass the handouts along to the rest of the people in your row. I expect a long and stagnant debate for a week or two on this issue.
All of our accommodations are within a walking distance to the academic buildings. The politics combine both the legislative and the political authorities.
The gap between the rich and the poor did not decrease rapidly as expected.
The problem with this is that it fails to answer the basic question.
Number the beakers and put them away. Our university has strong partnerships with industry as well as collaborative relationships with government bodies.
What distinguishes him from others is his dramatic use of black and white photography.
A lot of people who have up until now been spending money having a good time now need to be more careful with their money.
In our campus, prospective students have access to 13 college libraries.
Student discount cards can be used on campus in the coffee house.
The U.S. ranks 22nd in foreign aid, given it as a percentage of GDP.
He is almost never in his office. Leading scientists speculate that numerous planets could support life forms. The study of archaeology requires intensive international fieldwork.
The television output is giving evidently educational programming.
She doesn't even care about anything but what is honest and true.
But they haven't come to widespread use yet.
You can retake the module if your marks are too low.
Please explain what the author means by sustainability.
Hypothetically, insufficient mastery in the areas slows future progress.
Once more under the pressure of economic necessity, practice outstripped theory. Please sort and order the slides of the presentation according to topic and speech time.
You can download all lecture handouts from the course website.
In our city, students have access to 13 college libraries.
Our class is divided into 2 groups. You come with me, the others stay here. All essays and seminar papers submitted must be emailed to your tutor.
No crop responds more readily than careful husbandry and skillful cultivation. You should raise your concern with the head of school. Would you prepare some PowerPoint slides with appropriate graphs? We are delighted to have Professor Robert to join our faculty. There will be a guest lecturer visiting the psychology department next month. The seminar on writing skills has been cancelled. The School of Arts and Design has an open day on Thursday next week. The psychology department is looking for volunteers to be involved in research projects. The opposition has so far been unresponsive to our proposal. The lecture tomorrow will discuss the educational policies in the United States. The clear evidence between brain events and behavioral events is fascinating. The bus in front of the building will takes you to bus station. Physiology is the study of internal and external structure of the body.
The agricultural sector in that country has been heavily subsidized.
No more than 4 people can be in the lab at once. Meteorology is a detailed study of Earth's atmosphere. It is important to take gender into account when discussing the figures.
If you forgot your student number, you should contact Jenny Bryce.
Reserve collection of books can be borrowed for up to 3 hours.
A preliminary bibliography is due the week before the spring break. The library is located at the other side of the campus behind the student center. Residence Hall is closed prior to the academic building closing time in the semester. Many students are so scared of writing essays, because they never learned how. In consultation with your supervisor, your thesis is approved by the faculty committee. The program depends entirely on private funding. People with an active lifestyle are less likely to die early or to have a major illness. I could not save my work as my computer got crashed. To understand its entity, we need to go back to its origin. The tutor is there for help, so do ask if you don't understand anything.
Anatomy is the study of internal and external body structures.
The verdict depends on which side was more convincing to the jury.
All the assignments should be submitted by the end of this week. Even with the permit, finding a parking spot on campus is still impossible. Portfolio is due to the Internal Review Office no later than Tuesday.
A demonstrated ability to write clear, correct, and concise English is obligatory. Basketball was created in 1891 by a physician and physical education instructor. Unfortunately, the 2 most interesting economics electives clash on my timetable. Due to rising enrollment for courses, universities should increase their staff too.
The original Olympic Games were celebrated as religious festivals. The real reason for global hunger is not the lack of food, but poverty. A study skill seminar is on for the students who require assistance. The university celebrated the Earth Day by planting trees. 39.5% California residents don't speak English at home. 39.5% California residents speak a language other than English at home. I'm glad that you've got it. Students are afraid of writing an essay, because they have learned nothing about it. All filed assignments should have a full list of bibliography. The cafe house is closed down and the snack machine is still running throughout the night.
The original Olympic game is one kind of original festival. Rules about breaks and lunchtime vary from one company to another.
Company exists for money, not for society. Acupuncture is a technique involved in traditional Chinese medicine. Knives and forks should be placed next to the spoon on the edge of the table. Much of his research objectives are driven by his natural curiosity and instincts. A periodical is a publication that is issued regularly. New York City is famous for its ethnic diversity. The mismatch between the intended and reported uses of the instrument has become clear. The medical center is located near the supermarket on North Street. Dr. Green's office has been moved to the second floor of the building. The United Kingdom is a constitutional monarchy and parliamentary democracy. We are not going to accept the assignment after the due date on Friday. The student welfare officer can help with questions about exam techniques. In the last few weeks, we've been looking at various aspects of the social history of London. During the next few centuries, London became one of the most powerful and prosperous cities in Europe. A lot of agricultural workers came to the East End to look for alternative work. This part of the story is the story of my father. The minimal mark for distinction is 75%. I'll start with a brief history of the district, and then focus on life in the first half of the 20th century.
The glass is not a true solid because it doesn't have crystal structure.
You will be informed of the results by email. There are hundreds of clubs and societies to choose from. Make sure you correctly cite all your sources.
Professor Clayton donated some of her books to the college library.
Trade financing for the local market or the international market for exports begins from the first stop at the banks.
I'm going to be late for my next class.
In front of us is the car park, as you can see, and to the left, by the entry gate, is the gift shop. Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 14 to 20.
Physics is the subject of matter and energy.
I won't be able to attend the lecture because I have a doctor appointment.
The initial results are intriguing, but statistically speaking, they are insignificant.
Email increases the chances of miscommunication.
All students are encouraged to vote in the forthcoming elections.
The bus will depart from outside of the building in 5 minutes.
The feeling of disgust is related to the stomach.
I've always wanted to get a degree in electronic engineering.
He needs to talk to you about your industrial architecture class.
Supplementary energy sources are needed after exertion.
Even during leisure time, you can hear attempts to persuade or influence.
Usually, but not always, reviews provide an unbiased source of information.
Market research surveys may be given by telephone, the internet, or in person.
Next time, we'll discuss the influence of the media on public policy.